Today's segment, we're going to take a look at wing screen and roll. Wing screen and roll is like any other screen and roll. The only probably difference is a lot of wings don't really handle the ball at half court and then set up their pick and roll. It's usually passed on the wing and then you set some type of a pick and roll up. The rules stay the same. The first thing that we have to do is to make sure that we're setting our man up and we're patient on the screen and we're setting our man up to be able to hit the screen and give us the advantage on the pick and roll. We got to read how we're being guarded as well as how our screener's being guarded. So we really have to sort of work with the screener to make sure we're just being patient on that. So that's a big part of it. Be able to read those two defenders, your own and then the screener, and then you can see how you're going to attack it. We're always looking to score. We're being aggressive just like we regularly are. But we got to be able to come off of that thing. If we have a shot, we take it. If we can make a play for somebody else, obviously you got to keep that in mind. It's all about experience. The more reads you make and the more situations you put yourself in, the better you're going to be at this. We're going to turn it over. We're going to make mistakes, but it's learning from those mistakes. The goal on any pick and roll, just like any other possession, is you want to get a great shot, either for you or for a teammate. So that's the goal at every pick and roll. I know it's really simple to say, but that's the truth. That's what you're trying to get. You're trying to get as many uncontested shots as you can, either on a play for yourself or a play for a teammate. And the last thing is, we see a lot more switching these days. If a big switch is on you, you got to attack. Space them out, and then attack. Force them to move. Side to side usually, because they're usually slower. They're going to foul. They're going to make mistakes. So don't make it easy on them by dribbling a million times and not going anywhere. Line them up, put your head down, and attack. They're going to foul more times than they're not. So make sure you're trying to move them in some type of a direction. The player examples that we're going to use today in the film are LeBron James, C.J. McCollum, Kawhi Leonard, Bradley Beal, and Donovan Mitchell. All right, let's dive in and let's go to work. The first player we're going to look at is Bradley Beal. All right, so this is a pretty simple read. All right, as the screen and roll set, obviously you got to read how Robinson's playing him, giving him a lot of space in that pick and roll. Defensively, it's probably a good idea to probably not give Beal jump shots and give him that much space to shoot. And again, Robinson's arms are by his side, so it gives him that extra time, to be able to get that shot off. And look how far behind the three, inside the three, he's playing him. It's a pretty easy read. Comes off, jump shot, no contest. I'm not going to advise this for every player because he's so deep out, but it's just a read. That's what we're really concentrating on here, the reads, not necessarily what shots, but the read in making the correct read. He comes off the screen and roll. All right. Defender really doesn't get up on him. Sort of goes under. Obviously, because they set that screen so deep out. Look how far behind the three he is, but still, the read is your man goes under, you got to shoot that ball. Now, if you're not a shooter and he goes under, then what you would do is you would wait on a second screen and then go baseline. But in this case, defender played behind and he just made the read. Okay, on the step up, comes off here, gets the step up. Now, step up. Now they play him a little bit closer. They're not giving him as much space. All right, Bullock is guarding him. He's going to stay on his hip the best he can. The big is going to retreat and retreat and retreat. All right, Beal just comes in. The retreat's here. All Beal does is just shoot that little floater off the glass. Okay, again, the big, I don't care if you're a big, you're a power forward, you're a small forward in this position, you got to give him some type of resistance with his hand up and give him a contest. No contest, easy floater right off the glass. Good read. Okay, it's just a step up in transition. It's coming down. Fox doesn't even see it. So he gets hit. He gets taken out. Now it's just one-on-one with Beal and Bogdanovic right here. All right, Bogdanovic just backs up, no hand up again. you got to put yourself in the defensive position too and correct those things. You got to have you can't have your hands by your sides, especially against a shooter. You got to give your hands up a little bit, not up, towards the sky, but at least, pointing towards your sides and up. This way you can at least get a hand up. Gives him space. Now when this step up is placed, all right, that big right here should be, especially on this screening angle, he's out of position. He needs to be in this area right here, but he's not. So he dribbles. He comes up. He's coming from he's sort of behind the game, the big. So he just crosses over and goes to the basket. Also, this guy right here should be over, just in case just in case this happens, to be able to to provide some type of resistance at the rim. But he's not. Open layup. That's just all day. See, that's the advantage of being able to set screens this far out. And I'm not a huge fan of like starting your offense and spacing out 10 feet behind the line. But as this screen is being set, you got Gobert here. They're not going to pull Gobert all the way out to be able to challenge threes because he needs to protect the rim. But as he comes off, he's going to retreat a little bit. See where his hands are, Gobert? That's where, if you find yourself in this position where you're guarding this, if it's a small pick and roll and you're the big in it, that's where your hands needs to be, because it's an easier task to be able to challenge a shot. Beal comes off, plenty of space, shoots a three. Okay. So step up set. They're consistent. They're setting it deep behind the line. You got Gibson here, who's gonna play the big and try to contain. Okay, now the screen's set. Now you got 1-2 on the ball, just like we always talk about. He comes off. Bryant's the big. He's gonna run. He's gonna just roll into space. Pocket pass right between the two. Little jump shot in the lane. Good read. See, another pocket pass read. All right, screen set. Now, again, we talked about the defender on the ball is going to be at his hip and fight through. You got Gibson, who's up, who's not going to give that jump shot up. All right, Beal just takes him another dribble. Rolls here, right there. There's your open space between the two bigs. Bullock probably should have tried to give a little bit more resistance to be able to shorten that gap up. Makes that little pocket pass, jump shot in the lane. Oh, let's take a look at C.J. McCollum. All right, so you got a screen right here. Change the speeds to come off. Now the big sort of, out of position. He should, again, be a little bit more over to the left, but he still gets in front. CJ then changes speeds again, slow, and then just pulls up. Again, it comes off, slow, and then hang dribble for a little pull-up. Nice range. So he comes off. So, he comes off the screen, off white side screen. Now the big here, okay, he's far behind. Baynes is a little far behind. Should probably be a little bit higher up if he can to try to get to the shot. And then he just turns, shoots the ball again. Rubio's got to take that long angle. And that's what you want out of screens, to either hit a defender or force this wide angle. That's a win-win on the screen. And then the big's back and he shoots the three. So this is what you got to do a lot in these pick and rolls. All right, screen set. They jump up into the ball, so they're forcing them baseline. Baynes is there for the contain. All right. So now you have to change your speed. Now stop. Now it's a one-on-one between these two guys. All right. In this situation, when you have a big, we talked about in the teaching points, you have to attack the big. All right. Baynes is trying the best he can. He's sort of hunched over, and this is where you just attack him going forward and try to get contact in for either a layup or a foul. All right. Nice floater going baseline, a little off the glass shot. This is what we're talking about, just having patience to be able to make plays. Don't be in a rush. See what the defense gives you, and then just be aggressive and get the best shot you can. He comes off. Again, that wide angle has to be taken. Okay, so now he's changing speeds. He gets him on his back or on his side, as you can see here, and then just comes in for the layup from the extension. Baynes is trying to contain the ball. All right, so Baynes' job is to contain here, but also keep Whiteside in front of him so he doesn't lob. Now you got Rubio here who's going to bump, so he's got him covered a little bit, so it's not going to be a direct lob threat. So he comes in, needs. All right, so he rejects the screen here. All right, so screen's up top. Swanigan sets it again. Now Beal's thinking that he's going to go to his right. All right, and see the big, he's all the way up. All right, so he's expecting him to go right. He rejects, has a big gap. You see the size of this gap because of the reject. He played this reject perfectly. Comes up, pulls up, good read. Again, 2 on the ball. You ever see yourself on the pick and roll, and this is where you got to get better at making reads and things. As they come off the pick and roll, as he comes off, they put 2 to the ball. It's automatic drop down when you see 2 on the ball. Make a pocket pass to your big, or make that lob over the top to the big, and just make a play for them. Right there. Good read. Just drop off when you get 2 on the ball. Just automatic drop off. Now, this is a couple of good reads right here. As the defense comes off, they try to jump him. All right, they put 2, so he doesn't drop it off. He splits him, all right, because he had a gap to split. Now, as he splits, you see these 2 guys, they're going to rotate over just to stop not only the drive, but also Whiteside rolling because Baynes is all the way up. So he comes in. Who's open? Yes, he is. Corner 3 for Ariza. This is just a really good read. Just comes off, just makes a basic read on this. Comes off the side. All right, the big's dropping. He's retreating. All right, he makes sure he draws 2. All right, draws 2 right here. You got one man trailing, and then you get the big, and then you just got to dump off to a pocket pass to Whiteside. But also, the read that's, and again, you got to know all your options here. You got 2 on the ball, but look at Beal. Beal's not even paying attention to Ariza. So this could be a cut for Ariza as well. But his back's to him, so the read also is right here. All right? You also got Carmelo in the corner and Lillard behind. You won't get that pass behind because you got someone right there. But look at your options. You got these 2 guys on the weak side. Definitely Ariza, though. Now let's take a look at Donovan Mitchell. Just an easy snake on this, okay? Step ups being set by Gobert. I mean, look at the big here, guarding all the way back and all the way down. Now, my thing with this is Donovan could really shoot. So being that far back gives him a lot of space to, if he takes his man out on the screen, he could probably try to get a 3 up or some type of attack. Because of the gap being so big, now he's got the snake jump shot. Just a simple reject. Everybody's playing him to the right. They jump to it. All right, they jump to it. Big could have been a little bit more over to the right. I mean, to his right, to Mitchell's left. but he rejects, and then there's a miscommunication. Instead of staying on his hip, he just breaks off, and the big Wood, I believe, doesn't get chest in front, so he doesn't really have him fully contained. So he peels off, and then again, no contest. This guy's got to contest. If there's no contest, it's an easy shot for you. This is just an attack in the field. All right, they set the screen high. He comes off. Changes direction. Changes direction. Attacks. Again, remember we talked about whenever you have a big attacking on you, even if it's a guy like Ibaka, you attack him. You make him move, and then you get into his body, and then you extend for layup, and that's what Mitchell did. Just attack the big and just keep going. Same thing here. Just you see the switch, all right? You just attack. Change his speeds right there, and then extend in for the layup. I mean, that's a tough layup, but you got to keep attacking. You got to get a body up the big and try to get to the free throw line. All right, this is just, defender goes under for some reason, shoots the three, easy. It doesn't have to be any type of a switch because there was no screen made. Gets his man on his hip, but right here, again, initiates contact, sells the contact, and then takes the shot. I talk about Royce O'Neal a lot on various videos. O'Neal's not somebody I want to give the ball to early in the shot clock just to create. I mean, he can do that, but he's not going to be efficient. He's not going to help you win that way. How he helps you win is being a cutter and a straight line driver. On the screen here, as you can see, Siakam's all the way in. Okay, off the screen, wide angle off the screen. He's coming off. All right, Siakam's still in. He makes the read. Now, you could look to Gobert to sort of mess everybody up here. All right, gives the no look. And now Siakam's got to close out long, and then simple drive by O'Neal, line drive. So he comes off, changes the angle on the screen. Too much space here on the defense to come off. As he comes off, Gobert does a good job screening. Gives a split, a little crossover here. All right, look where everybody's at. Too much space, no rim protection. Elevate. Now we're going to take a look at Kawhi Leonard. Fundamental as usual. Just screen and roll. The big's all the way back. Just gives him too much space. Pull up, review challenge, but just gives him too much space here. Mid-range jump shot, easy read. And they said the mid-range shot is dead. Not in Kawhi's book. Not in Kawhi's book. So it comes off, step up, sort of just dives there. It's a little hang dribble, jump shot. No hand, no contest really. It just gives him that late challenge. That's the shot you take. And just not a lot of wasted movement in his game. I mean, it's real simple, and that's what he plays. He set a little double screen. All right, Bjelica sort of comes off. You got the defender going back, gives him the space. Mid-range shot. That's just a tough play. So as you're coming off, you got to look at these plays and look at these reads. It's not just about you coming off and scoring, but all right, you got to screen without really being screened. So now that he's got all this open space right here. So what are these two guys going to do on the weak side? They're going to rotate over. All right, opening up what? Opening up weak side shooter. That's a tough shot. But he just comes off. Got a switch, although, I mean, it's a small switch. So, they sort of have a decent advantage, not an advantage, but the defense still has a pretty good, chance of having a good defensive play. He turns the corner, pull up, little fadeaway jump shot. Pretty simple. Here he attacks Davis. All right, on the switch, he attacks the basket. Wasn't going to get anywhere really to the rim. So again, Davis's weight's going back. So he just goes right, steps back off his left foot, and that little step back. Jump shot. That's a tough shot. So here it's sort of a reject, and he just keeps his dribble. He just made a play out of no play right here. All right. Comes off. All right. Rejects, but they both rotate. Comes back to his right, and then Zubac sets this sort of awkward screen. Finish. Well, you're coming over, remember. Just remember this in their head. You draw two, you just drop it. You drop it to somebody. Somebody's open. So right here, you got his man trailing, and then you get the big. Okay, so you got this gap in between. Just drop down, little pocket pass, finish. Pretty easy read. Comes off. He attracts two right here. All right, just dump off. Jump shot. So again, always looking. So right here, they set that sort of double screen. You got Montrez just dive into the paint on the roll. You always got to look at your roll man. So he comes off. No one really bumps. The bump's supposed to come from here. It's supposed to come from Fox. No bump at all. It just puts Harrison Barnes in a tough spot. All right? Deep post catch. I mean, there's not much you can do with that. Again, just stick to your rules. Stick to your rules. Draw two. Automatic dump down. And that's what he does. Dumps to Montrez. Little floater. Now let's take a look at LeBron James. Just waited on it. I mean, dribbled a lot on it, but just waited for the right read here. Okay, defender goes under. He just shoots the three. Same thing. Just waits on it. Goes under. Makes the read. Now this is tough for anybody, but again, Howard he rejects the screen, gets sort of gets a running start on Matthews. Everybody's back here. You get the whole city of Milwaukee sitting in the paint, and he just attacks. All right, feel bad for Lopez right now, but he just attacks, splits, and makes the layup. With that much space, I mean, he's a big-time athlete, but he could have pulled up right here. But, I mean, obviously his skill and athletic ability just, get to the rim, of course. I mean, they didn't really contain here at all. I mean, you got Davis who slipped. Lopez dropped with Davis because he doesn't want to get him behind. All right? And then no one really picked up LeBron and stopped. He's got his defender on his hip. No one's really there to stop. And Lopez makes a stab at it. All right, on this, he's got Williams guarding him on the ball. He gets him from behind. Now what he does is he stops and moves to his right, gets Williams on his back. All right, just sort of, makes the contact. Now Lopez here can't wait forever to keep James in front of him, because he's got Howard going to the basket. And then you got two players in the corner here as well. So what he does, he gets him on his back, waits for Lopez to leave or get screened out, and then finish. Just heads up play by Howard. Okay, just great vision, great timing on this. Screen set. Now, screen set. You got Allen stopping the ball, but he's got to contain the ball and get back to the big rolling so he doesn't get behind. All right, he comes up, and then that's it. It's over, because there's no dump down. There's no bump coming from the weak side corner. And then you got JaVale McGee, who's a very good athlete, who's going to get behind, and that's just a lob. That's just the easy read. Anytime you have your big who's rolling with you, getting behind the screeners, man, behind this guy, it's an automatic lob to the rim, especially if there's nobody coming from the weak side to help. If anybody wants to adopt my son, by the way, who's banging something behind me, please do so. All right. Again, the behind the back pass, and this is something you should work on, especially when you're going to space, when you have some pick and pops, and you have somebody who's going to pop, and you're going to get in the lane. All right, drawing the defense, he draws two, and then makes that behind the back pass to the big for the 3-point shot. It's a tough drive. So again, you've got LeBron. You get coming now. He's rejecting the screen. As he rejects, all right, he's gonna get some weak side help. Weak side defense is gonna rotate over, just open up Kuzma. Now, as he gives to Kuzma's gonna start that cut before he even catches the ball, which is legal. And then you got defenders coming at him, but they're lunging forward, and he's using their balance against them. Tough finish. I mean, all he does here is, you got small screen and roll. Okay, small. You got to switch. He puts two on the ball, and that's a long rotation back. That's tough. Okay, again, simple read. Comes off screen and roll. All right, got a man on his hip. He draws two. Draws two right here. And then just, again, when you sort of draw two, you automatic dump down to the big rolling. A little short roll, little floater. And there you have it. Pick and roll it's an organic thing. You just got to keep working at it and working on your reads and working on the shots you're going to get, working on reading your man, the screener's man, where the three other players that are involved in the pick and roll, they're spaced out on the floor. Make reads of how the weak side defense is playing. Just keep playing in pick and rolls. Play 3-on-3, 4-on-4, 5-on-5. You're going to make mistakes, but just continue to work on your reads and the shots that you can get. Remember, if there's a switch, you attack. If they put two on the ball, you dump down to your big. And always look at the weak side when you're going to make drives. And if they suck in, you always try to make plays to the weak side. I hope this was helpful. I really appreciate it. Sorry about the noise in the back, but we're all quarantined in here and everybody's making noise, I guess. Thank you very much. I'll see you tomorrow. Appreciate you.